I'm so excited that you're here today. We are moving right along with the hop for Debbie's 4,000 subscribers. Hey, Maureen. Hi, Kim. Yay, I'm so excited that you guys are here. We're going to have such a great hour. We're making a gratitude journal. Hi, Maureen and Linda. Very nice. Thanks so much for joining. I'm so excited to be here, and thanks to Debbie for inviting me to participate. I hope that you guys have had lots of fun, made lots of fun projects or seen them so far and got lots of inspiration. There's definitely tons more to come and another whole day tomorrow. So that's really exciting. Plus, we get to plus you get to have it all over again tomorrow. Like, how awesome is that? We get so many fun projects. So yay. Hi, Kim. Yeah, I'm so excited for everyone to join. So my name is Cassie. If I think I already said that, but just in case we haven't met yet, I am Cassie's Parlor, and I work in mainly art journaling and mixed media. I teach online classes. I have an art journal adventure group where I mail you kits every month with art supplies. We do lots of fun stuff. Right now, we're in the middle of Art Advent, so I'm live every day on Cassie's Parlor and Facebook, and we make art projects together and do different fun things. Hi, Brenda and Linda. Everybody's joining. I'm so excited. Hey, Debbie. Yay. Thank you, Debbie. You rock also. So anyway, for today, I made a really special project. I like to create SVGs. I'm a designer as well. And I love creating SVGs that we can make into like art journal projects. So today I've made this one. This is my gratitude journal. And I'm gonna flip the screen over in a minute, and then I'll walk you through how this, how this looks, and open it for you. But I just wanted to introduce myself for a minute. Hi, Dawn. Thanks for joining. So yeah, I have lots of SVG files for like journals and journal prompt cards and different things like that on my Etsy store. And all the links for everything is in the description. The link for the next person in line is also in the description. So when we're done here, you can click on that link and go to the next artist in line. So that's very exciting. I hope you guys are having a great day. Is everyone having fun? The comments are going so fast, it's hard for me to keep up. Hey, Robin, how are you? And Linda and Melissa, yay, everybody's here. Okay, so should we just get started? We have an hour. I'm not sure if it's going to take a full hour or not. It might, but I really like to talk and be chatty, so it might take an hour. So I want to make sure we have enough time to, yeah, you're having a blast. I'm so excited. Yes, smash the like button, subscribe if you are interested in watching more videos. I've got lots of videos on YouTube for different projects. I work with graphics, I've done gel plate stuff, and a little bit of everything. I love mixed media, so really love kind of doing a little bit of everything. So I'm gonna grab my camera here. I don't have a fancy setup right now. So we're just gonna go with what we got. And here we go. Look it, all set up and ready to go. Here we go. So I've laid out the project so that you can see everything that's included in the SVG kit. Okay, so first I'm going to show you the journal here, and really quick, let me refresh so I can see all of your comments. 1 second, sorry guys. Okay, so now I can see comments. Okay, so let's walk through the journal really quick and just get you familiar with what we're gonna do, and then oh, you love my hair. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So I'm going to walk you through the whole thing. Have you ever bound a journal before? If not, I'm going to teach you how to do it. It's the easiest thing in the world. Look at, we're going to bind it. I've set this SVG kit up for you to be really, really easy to make, especially if you've never made a journal before. Okay. Oh, my husband just brought me a cinnamon roll. Kim, I wish you could share, because that's like my favorite dessert. So anyway, so here's the cover. Now I just used a pretty patterned paper, but notice that it says gratitude here on the side on this flap, and it opens like this, okay? And so when we get to the actual file, I'll show you, and we're gonna walk through how to put this whole thing together. But you can see here that I have bound my journal, okay? And I'm going to teach you how to do that. I'm going to teach you how to add this little string so you can tie it off. You could also use a little mini magnet to close this. If you didn't want to have a string here, you could use a little piece of Velcro or something like that, okay? Or you could just let it be. Eventually it'll just kind of hold itself together. And then inside, I've got a bunch of pages. I just use mixed media paper, but you could use pattern paper if you want to make this into more of like a little mini scrapbook. You could use watercolor paper if you want to, you know, paint and do some things like that. You really can customize this to do exactly anything you want to do, okay? So, sorry, I'm looking at the comments. I really love reading the comments and kind of chatting with everybody, but I also know that I need to keep going. So Make It With Me says, I make hope boxes. This would be perfect to include in those. It really would, yes. And again, this, I made this size. In fact, actually, I'm not even sure. Let's see. It's about 4 1/8 by 6 3/4, okay? But you can resize this any size you like. I mean, that's the beauty of working in, you know, in your cutting file, in your design software, whether you use Cricut or Silhouette, or maybe you have the new Juliet. I don't know. I'm very jealous if you do. But I made this file so that it's really easy to build and put together. So let's just get started, okay? This is what we're going to make. Okay. Putting that aside. So here I've laid out all of the pieces so that you can see everything you get, okay? So let's just start over here. These are the papers that you saw that are inside. Now notice it's flat. It has perforated line right down the middle, and it has 3 holes, okay? And this is going to be really important when we are getting to the binding part. Normally, when you're going to make your own art journal and you bind it, you're going to fold your paper in half, right? So then we have just our smaller piece. Now we have 4 pages. And then when you put it into your cover, you have to punch holes with an awl through all 3 pieces and make sure they're lined up and have a little template. And then you punch the holes into your cover, and you have to make sure it all lines up right and the holes are in the right spot. And sometimes that can be a little tricky, especially when you're just getting started and making sure it's centered in your journal and your cover and all of that. So I've made it really easy for you to not have to do that. And all the holes are here. I just really feel like it's going to make things so much better for you guys. So let's see. Oh, yay. I'm glad you found it, Gloria. Awesome. Okay. All right. So I made 5 of these pieces of paper, okay, with the score line and the holes here. And I use mixed media paper. So we're going to fold all these together and make one signature. I'm just going to do one signature today and show you. But again, you can use any kind of paper you like, and you can make as many pieces as you like. So in the SVG kit, you get just this one cut file, right? But then you will just multiply it in your design software before you cut it out of your machine to make however many pages you like. Okay, so there's that. Then you look in the middle here and you see a bunch of gratitude words, and I'll explain that why you get all of those in a minute. And then I also included in this same font numbers 0 through 9. So again, you can, if you need 4 3s, just copy and make 4 3s. You can use these to number your pages if you're doing like sort of like a gratitude journal, where every day you say, okay, today is the first day of the month, or the first day I'm entering into my journal, and here's what I'm grateful for. Or if you make a list and you say, I have 4 things I'm grateful for, you can do 1 2 3 4. I just wanted to give you these numbers as something fun to play with, to put in your journal. I also give you a few of these, what are they called? They're like grommet savers or something like that. This is what you do with them. I can't remember the name. But so you have a hole, right? And especially for our journal, sometimes you want the protection to keep it, to make it a little sturdier and thicker. They are made specifically to go over these holes, and the hole in the tag here, and it fits perfectly over the hole in the journal cover, and of course the journal pages. But so you can decorate the edges, the edge of your spine here. I've got 3 different shapes, and again, you can do multiples of one shape if you want to have all one shape. You can, you know, just do one of each. You can do none. It's up to you. But these are just fun little extras that I felt like might be fun to play with in your journal. Okay, next I have a tag. All right, just a simple fun tag with a nice scalloped edge. And then I have a tag pocket. So it's got the perforation lines. I'm just going to fold it here for you so you can see, and the little tabs to stick it. And then we're going to fold it over. So then we'll stick this on the back, and then your tag fits perfectly inside of there. Okay, so that's a fun thing. Again, you can cut these multiple times and use them all throughout your journal. This piece is going to be used on the cover, and we'll get there. How we doing? Everybody good? Grommets, thank you. Yeah, but it's like grommet protector, right? Or something like that. Anyway. Okay, this is the cover, and this I cut out of some pattern paper that I have. And I'm trying to see, I don't know if you can see in the camera very well, but there are perforation lines here on either side of the holes for the spine. And then there are perforation lines here so that we can make this flap fold over like I showed you in the finished journal, so that so you don't have to measure anything. You just have to fold where the score lines are and you're good to go. One tip I will give you, when you're going to cut this out, whatever side you want to be the outside of your cover. So if you're doing like a pattern paper, this is the only time it would really apply. If you've got a solid paper, it doesn't matter. But if I want this to be the outside of my cover, when I put it on my mat to cut out of my machine, my Cricut or whatever machine I'm using, I want to flip it and cut it this way, because it's going to cut these words backwards because we're folding that flap over. So I just want to make sure that you know, if you're using pattern paper to cut your cover, then you want to make sure and flip it so that the inside of your cover is what is facing up. Okay, that's the only tip I need to give you. Everything else is really self-explanatory and easy to follow. Okay, so let's talk about these gratitude really quick, and then we'll start making. Now this one obviously is cut out of the pattern paper, and it's just the piece that came out of, here I'll show you, of that. Okay, so I definitely am saving it because it's more letters to use. And oh, did we have an issue? Oh, the paper is gorgeous. Yeah, thank you. This is Crafter's Companion paper called, I think it's called Hummingbird. I'm not sure if they still have it, but I have a lot of paper in my stash, so I just picked a pretty one. Okay, so that's that gratitude that I have. Then I have this one and this one, okay? And I gave you both of these separate because it's fun to just have. You can put them on your pages in your journal or use them wherever. You can mix up the letters, of course, make whatever word you want. But the reason I gave you two here, I'm just going to show you with the R. The R, A, and the D are a little bit different because when I'm cutting them out of the cover, of course, I have to leave that little space there so that I don't lose my little, you know, hole on the inside. So I decided to give you both just so that you can decide which way you like the that font, and you can use them both ways. So that's everything that you get. And this piece of this rectangle is just made to go as an insert in here so your letters stand out. All right, so how about we start building? That's the fun part. Okay, moving the stuff out of the way. And I'm really just going to show you how to put this together, how to use some of the pieces within it. So the first thing I want to do is, actually I'm going to use some of these little grommets to, oh, you just finished the last live. Well, welcome, Janine. I'm glad you're here. So I'm going to add these little stars just for fun to the outside of my spine here. And I would say if you're doing that, I would recommend doing it right in the beginning before you fold it and before you put anything together. So I've just got some dotty tape, a dotty tape pen here. You can use any sort of whatever tape you like to use. You could definitely use like, let's see, what about the Xyron sticker maker, or they have those sheets that have the little dotty, you know, dots in it that you just fold over. Like anything that you use like that will work. Here we're just gonna we're just sticking paper to paper, Also, so you don't need anything too extreme or super sticky, just regular old double-sided adhesive. Hi, Ramona, how are you? Hi, Donna. Awesome. I'm so glad you guys are here. I hope you're having a fun day. This is such a great idea, Debbie. I love doing hops. They're fun. It's a fun way to meet more people and get a lot of inspiration. And you get prizes. We've got prizes to give away. So Cassie's Parlor is giving away a $15 gift card to use in my Etsy store. So that's exciting. Okay, so look at here. I mean, it just dresses up your spine a little bit more and makes it look super cute. So now I will fold this and show you. I'm just gonna mess up my station here and move those out of the way. So now, honestly, I'm just folding on each of the score lines. You can use a bone folder if you have really thick paper, if you need to, but it really does hold up well. And I would say if you're going to use pattern paper, just make sure it's fairly thick. You know, you don't want like a thinner type of paper for your cover. You could definitely also cut your cover out of like a chipboard, or if you save your cereal or cracker boxes, you know, whatever limitations your machine has, that's what I would say. That's the only limitation you have, but you could definitely cut this out of something thicker if you wanted as well. Okay, so next I'm going to use now I chose on this one to use just a solid paper, and you'll see it just really makes those letters stand out a lot more. But you could do another pattern paper. You could, if this is a solid color, you could put a pattern behind here. That would be really pretty. Again, I'm going to use my dotty tape pen just because I want to make sure that I am not getting, don't rip on me. There we go. That I'm covering all of these parts really well, but that I'm not going to have any glue sticking over the edge, because that's not fun. So tell me in the comments, what do you guys like to create? Do you like making art journals? Do you like card making, scrapbooking? What are you guys into the most? What is the thing that you gravitate toward most often? I would love to learn more about you. Oh, yes. What's the name of the Etsy shop? It's Cassie's Parlor, but there's also in the description. I've put a link to the gratitude journal specifically, and also just to the Etsy shop to look at everything. And then also, if you're interested in getting on joining my newsletter, I put the link for that as well. And every week I send out updates, just what's going on and what we have working on. And sometimes I have coupons in there for my Etsy store. So if you're interested in that, feel free to sign up for my newsletter. Thank you. So here we go. Look at how pretty that is and how much it makes that word stand out. I love it so much. Okay, so now let's work on our pages inside. Okay, so I've got two already folded here. Honestly, it's really simple. We're folding and burnishing if you want with your bone folder, depending on how thick your paper is. Okay, that's it. Now we need to make sure that the holes all line up and I can see through them, and I can. Sometimes, you know, if one sheet is turned the other way, it's not going to line up the same way. Okay, so you just want to make sure that all your pages are turned the same way and that you can see through all those holes. Okay, now we're going to start the binding. Who here has never bound pages into a spine to make a book before? Let me know. Love those letters really pop. Yeah, they do, right, Kim? Okay, let's see. I just want to read comments for a second. I just love getting to know everybody and hanging out with you guys. I'm sorry, Crystal says she loves to create a little bit of everything crafty. That's me too. I love all the things. So Wendy says she makes cards and wooden stamps. Kim is cards mostly. I started out making mini albums and have just gotten into journals. Well, this is perfect. If anyone makes makes this journal or anything else, and you want to share it with me, there are ways to do that as well. I just really love to see what people are making. So I was going to start making this, but I really need to talk it through. So let me check one more time. BB Production Studio says, I'm doing mostly paper craft, but do sublimation and faux leather too. Oh, that's exciting. Very, very cool. Yeah, you do everything, says Debbie. That's awesome. Okay, so some people have never bound a book before. Okay, so I'm going to go slow here. It's very simple. This is called a pamphlet stitch. It's the easiest one to do. And if I could just say really quick, you notice I have 3 holes here. It's because of the height of the paper. If this paper were too much bigger than this, let's see how tall it is. It's about 6 1/4. I would say if your paper is 7 inches or taller, you might want to have 5 holes. And that is just to keep the paper, make it more sturdy in your book. The more holes you have, the stronger the hold is going to be. 6 1/4, 6 inch, I would say below 7 inches, you're good with just 3 holes. And if you have like a little 4x4, then even 2 holes would be fine. You just want to make sure you have enough so that it's not going to like wiggle or flop around when it's in your book. So that's the purpose of this. And that's why I have 3 holes here. I would say 7 and above, I probably would do 5 holes. Okay, so just a little tip there. So normally if you're going to bind a book and you're just doing it on your own and you don't have this file, you would take all of your pages and you would fold them in half, and then you would get an awl, which I think I have mine here. Let me just double, yeah. So this is what an awl looks like, and it's got a really nice pointy end and a good handle here. And then you would just stick it in and you'd push it through the where it folds, all the way through all the pages at once. Okay, and then you would have to do the same thing in your cover, and you'd have to, I use a template, a paper template, to line up the holes to make sure that they're all going to line up correctly. So so like I was saying in the beginning, because I've already put the holes here and they perfectly line up with the spine, you don't have to worry about that part. So we're going to skip that step for today. Then I've got some wax thread here that you can get kits for book binding online pretty inexpensively. I'll show you the one I have here that I've been working with. I have all these different colors of thread here. You can get all different kinds of colors, and it's really fun. It comes with a bone folder and the needles to thread it, and the awl and all of it. And I would say you could find a kit for under $20 if you really wanted to get started. Oh, very good. BB Production says, I think I still have a binding kit that I never finished from my senior seminar course. Wow. Well, maybe you need to find it, get it out, and make yourself this journal. I have a problem with my pages not being even after I bend them together. So notice here that this starts to stick out a little bit, right? It depends on how many pages are in your signature and how thick the paper is, definitely. So if I was going to even add one more page to this, I probably would start another signature. And a signature is just a grouping of paper folded together that goes in your book. I don't have any others around me here, but I have made other books that have multiple signatures in them. And that is just for that reason, because if you start putting too many pieces of paper one inside another in here, then these pages start to come out more and more and more, and it just doesn't look very nice. So you get to decide what you're comfortable with. I'm okay with this sticking out just this little bit, but it definitely does make a difference. The thicker the paper, the less pages you have per signature. That's kind of how that works. So, but that's a great question. Carol says, why waxed? That's also a very good question. Waxed thread holds up better and is a little bit stronger. Sometimes regular thread, if you give it a good tug, you might be able to rip it, or to tear it. So wax thread is nice. It goes easier through your hole, especially if you've just used an awl to make your hole, and it's a little bit stronger to hold together. Let's see. Call Me Crafty said, I had to step away from videos. I have a lot to catch up on. This looks super fun. Oh, well, very good. I hope that, if anybody can't watch this now, it definitely is going to be available forever. So, or if you are watching and you want to make this project later, you can always come back and watch it again. All right. So great questions. Keep them coming. I'll try to pay attention to the comments and answer them as I see them. So here we go. So I've got my signature, which we just figured out is the collection of pages. Okay. And so first I'm just going to start in the middle, and I'm going to put my needle through here. Now, at this point, you need to make one decision before you start your binding. Okay. You need to decide. Let me show you my other journal here. How are we doing on time? I want to make sure I'm staying in my time. Okay, we're good. We're good. I told you I'm very chatty, and I love explaining. So, okay. So notice that the little tails here are on the inside of this. Okay. I started from the inside and went out. If I wanted to have my tails on the outside, maybe I want to have really long tails and use that to wrap around. Maybe I want to have little tails and then put little beads, like paper beads or whatever, on the outside and have it just kind of dangle and be a decorative piece. Okay, then you would start from the outside. So you need to make that decision in the beginning. And if you want your tails to be on the inside when you're done, you start on the inside and go out. If you want your tails to be on the outside when you're done, you start on the outside and go in. Okay, so that's really the only decision you have to make. Carol says, I have a wax I use to run sewing thread through. Is it the same wax? You know what? I'm not sure because I bought it pre-waxed. So that is a good question. It doesn't come off on my fingers at all. It's not sticky or anything. It just makes the thread stronger. Maybe someone else in the comments has an answer for you, but I'm not sure. But I would imagine probably if you're using any of your sewing thread, it might be the same or similar at least. Okay, so I would like my tails to be on the inside of my journal when I'm done. So I'm going to start on the inside, okay? So I'm going to go through the middle, and then I'm going to go through, make sure my journal is facing the right way. It is. And go through the middle hole on the spine of my cover, okay? Oh, thank you so much. That's very sweet, Carol. Crystal says, so I have Eileen Hull's journal die, and I've used that elastic thread. Maybe I need to stitch mine instead. Yeah, either way works. There's lots of ways to bind a journal. This is just one way that I'm teaching you today, but definitely either one would work. Robin says, if you use button and carpet thread, then the thread wax it will work. Oh, thank you, Robin. That's very helpful. Okay, so now I'm going to pull this through until I have just a couple of inches, just enough so that it's not going to go all the way through and you'll have to start over. You just want to keep a little bit of a tail here at the end, okay, on the inside. So now we're on the outside and we're going to go through the top. So we're going through the top hole of the spine and, whoops, and through all my pages back to the middle. Okay. All right. And I'm going to hold this tail and I'm going to pull it nice and tight. Don't pull too hard because you don't want to rip your paper, but you just want to be firm. Okay. And then you'll notice there is a piece of string there. It's very loose at the moment, but we want it to be nice and tight. All right. It's okay if it gets a little loose while you're doing this. It's okay. We can still tighten it. Now, so we've gone out through the middle, in through the top. Now we're going to go back out through the middle, okay? And do the same thing. Should be easier this time since it's already, whoops, connected. Okay, so now I'm pulling my inside tail and my outside and making sure this is nice and tight. This is what's going to help make your book stronger as you go, okay? Now we're going to go from the outside back in, but we're going to go through the bottom. Okay, and it's okay if this top part loosens up again while you're doing this because there's always an opportunity to retighten. Okay, so now I'm going to go in through the spine and go in through the spine, sorry, and back in through the pages. All right, and pull it nice and tight. Now this is the point where you want to make sure it's all nice and tight. I'm going to hold on, let me make sure I'm good to go. Okay, so now I'm done threading. So I'm going to take this needle right off. I'm put this book sideways. This is what works best for me. Am I still here? Yeah, I think I am. Okay, so now you can see this is all nice and tight. Okay. Okay, good. First, my internet here is not great, so I was for a second I thought maybe it froze. Thank you so much. Okay, so now on the inside we just want to make sure our two tails are pulled pretty tight. Okay, and then I'm going to tie it. And when I tie the knot, I want it to be as close to this middle hole as possible. Okay, I'm going to tie it. The other thing with the wax thread is that it holds your knot better as well, and makes it so it makes it easier when you're doing this part of the process. I just do a double knot. It's no big deal. And then I cut it so that it's a little bit smaller. And that's it. We have just bound our journal. How easy was that, right? And if you're doing 5, you just add another hole. So you go up, up, and then, or you go up and back, and then down and back. And you always just want to meet in the middle. Okay? And that's it. And so now if you had decided to put these tails on the outside, you would have them out here and you could make them longer. You could add little beads to them. It's super cute when you do it. But now, I mean, really, honestly, we're done, right? We made a journal. How sweet. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So there we go. We've made our journal. Now I want to show you how I added this string, because I didn't want my wax thread to be the thing that that binds it or closes it like this. I like this. This is Sari, S-A-R-I, what is it, yarn. And I really liked it. I like the different colors, and I like the just the way that it looks. So I'm going to show you how to do that part too. But again, you can put any kind of closure you want on here. But look at, while it's just sitting here, it's not opening. Like this flap keeps it shut. Isn't that nice? And again, if you don't want any yarn wrapping around, it would be really cool if I added just like in between these two layers before I put this purple layer on. You could put one of those really super thin magnets here and here, and then it could just magnet shut even if you like that. It's totally up to your preference. Okay, so let me show you how to do that part next. All right, let's see. Okay, we're doing good. So I've got my Sari yarn here, and I made it nice and long. I like to have a long piece. I rather obviously have too much than not enough, for sure. So the way that I do this is, first I need to get this end wet because it makes it stick a little. Sari yarn is like the worst thing to do this with, only because it's a bunch of little threads and it's hard to get on the needle, but we're gonna do it. I did it once, I can do it again, right? And I really want to show this to you. So this is an awesome journal. I like the magnet idea. Thanks, Robin, very much. Okay, I need to make sure this is nice and even. Here we go. Let's try again. And this, and of course you could use embroidery thread or, let's see, any kind of yarn or ribbon or whatever. You could use anything to, okay, so now it's through enough. Again, this yarn is tricky to work. So some areas are like super thick and some are super thin. So you just need enough for it to be able to use this needle to get it through the hole. So this is the front of my journal. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to go to the back of my journal so that you don't see it when you're working in it and have it open. And then I'm just going to put this one end through the middle and pull it through very carefully. It's kind of thick. Can I do it? We can do it. I know we can do it. Okay. Come on. There we go. I did it. Okay. So then you just take this off. Okay. Give yourself some lead. figure out how much you want to have out here. There we go. That's probably enough. Let's make sure. I just try to make sure it's about halfway, which it is. Okay, and then I'm going to make a knot in here. This is so super easy. And of course, it'd be a lot easier with a different kind of yarn. And make your knot really nice and close to the paper. And depending on how thick your piece is, you know, this one knot is definitely big enough that it's not going to pull through. Okay, you just want to make sure it's not going to pull through that hole. And then we're going to pull it back a little bit because we need to get this through here one more time. There we go. I'll be able to do that. Okay, and then we're going to put the needle on the other end of this yarn. How we doing? Okay, and then put it right back through the hole. And now that knot is going to keep it from coming out. Here we go. Here we go. Pull the needle off of the end. All right, and then just pull it through so that all that's left is the knot that we made a minute ago. And that will stay there. And it's just a really small little piece that's not going to bother you. It's not going to affect your pages at all. And now you have this lovely tie that you can wrap around here. And you can tie your journal. Easy, right? Very cool way to make the closure. Thank you, Kim. Yeah, I like it. It's nice and simple. And again, on these, you know, if you like beads and little baubles and stuff, you can add little things to the end of this. It just makes it more, you know, whatever your style is. It helps to personalize it even more. So then let's put this together just so you know how to do it. I guess we're going to be done early. Does anybody have any other questions or anything? So this is the tag pocket, and you see it has the scallops on the top. Now I made it the right size so that you can put this tag in it, but you definitely don't have to. You could put a, you know, little ephemera piece in here. You could put a little message in there, whatever you want, but it's really simple. We're just going to take the regular tape pen and just put some adhesive on the ends here and fold it over. And again, it has the score lines already done for you, the perforation lines, so that it folds perfectly. And then your tag just fits right in here. Super cute. And then you can stick this on your page. Let's stick it right on there. You could cut this out of pattern paper. That would be so pretty. I would love that. Or you could make this out of solid and make your tag out of pattern paper. Let's just put this right in the middle. And then, let's see, I'm going to put a 1 here. Let's stick this down. You could even, oh, you know what would be cool? Whoop, hold on, I have a little bit of a mess here with all these little bits from the ribbon or the yarn. Okay, so I'm going to put a 1 on here. I think a really fun, cool way to use this could be to, you know, if you did the pocket and the tag for each day, or you could do, you know, shake it up and do different things. But what if you put like one thing you're grateful for on each page or something like that? Or maybe you put one thing you're grateful for and a picture of it each day. Let's see, let's write down, what am I grateful for? Oh, let's see if we have a question. Do you need to divulge to the post office? Here's a magnet inside it. Oh, so does it cost more to mail? It shouldn't cost more to mail because the magnets I'm talking about, they're very small and thin. So, and I don't think you need to tell the post office. I really don't. If anyone else has any different information, you could share in the comments, but I don't think you would need to, not for what the size magnet we'd be using here. Okay, so then I'm grateful for, honestly, I am really grateful for my art community. I really am. Every single day, no matter what, you know, if I'm having a bad day or if things are just wonky or whatever, I know that connecting with people like you and with my group and just with our community in general, posting or going live or talking with people, um, it's it just it helps lift my day every single time. It works without fail. So I really appreciate my art community. So I'm going to put that here. And then this month I have started a capture the moment sort of project that I'm doing every day with my group. And I have another journal I made for December. It's also in my Etsy shop, but anyway, it is, I'm using it for my capture the moment, and every day I put a picture that I've printed from that day, and then I write a little comment next to it. So you could do something like that for this too. So here you could have a little message, you could put, you know, write more down here. You could, I mean, this is just very plain, but you know, you could add a picture, you could do whatever you want. You could have one gratitude per day. In the morning, I do, I meditate and I have a little process that I go through in the morning to just help me get ready for the day. And I will write down what I'm grateful for that day. So Robin says, no, magnet doesn't carry any liquid or hazardous material. Yeah, so I think you'd be good, Carol. I definitely think you don't need to let them know. Right there with you. Subbies have made me ugly cry several times this month. I know, right? So are there any more questions, or is there anything else you want me to show you specifically with the journal? I think we're done early, which is surprising because I don't think I've ever done a project in less than an hour or a live in less than an hour. But I would like to chat with you guys for just another minute. Since we have some time, and I'm going to flip you back over and put you up here so that I can chat with you some more. So there is the gratitude journal. I love this. It's so, you see that we just made this in like 20 minutes. And again, you can put any kind of paper you want in here. Hey, Carol, how are you? And you can design it any way you like. You can use any kind of pattern paper, solid paper, whatever. You could make your own paper and put it in there. Literally endless opportunities. So I really appreciate you guys being here today and hanging out with me and asking all the questions and commenting. It's been really amazing. Hold on, I just want to make sure I'm not missing any comments. Carol says hi. I'm so glad you're here. So again, let's see, it'll make a great Christmas gift. Yay, yes, it would, definitely. So again, in the description below, we have the link to this specific journal in my Etsy store, and also a link to my Etsy store in general, and to sign up for the newsletter if you're interested in that. I do offer coupons in there for my Etsy shop, and you know, I just sort of put in replays for videos that I've done live for the week, or what new videos are coming up, or different things going on. I've got an art retreat that I have that's got some seats left in it for next August. I've got an art journal adventure group. So there's lots of stuff going on all the time, and it's just a nice way to keep everyone informed. And then you can always get a hold of me too and ask questions, or sometimes people ask me, you know, if they're going to buy some certain type of thing and they want to know the differences between them, or if I have an opinion, stuff like that. I love helping with all the artsy questions, and what happens if you use alcohol with acrylic paint, or, you know, just like all the little things like that. So let me just see if there's any more questions. Oh, thank you guys so much. I love all the love. Yay. Okay. So yes, and also I think the next person starts at 3:30, right? So you've got, or no, 3 o'clock. I think it's an hour for each one. So you've got a little break to go to the bathroom, maybe get a drink and get ready for your next person. Thanks again for being here and for hanging out. If you subscribe, then you'll always know about my future videos coming up. I'm releasing videos every week, definitely for art journaling and for other fun projects that I do. I work with graphics paper a lot and stuff like that. So yay. I love you guys. You're amazing. This is so beautiful. What a way to make me feel great on this gloomy Saturday. It's kind of gray and gloomy outside. I don't know how it is where you are, but I really appreciate you being here today. I hope you have a wonderful day. And if you make this gratitude journal or anything else, please share it. I'm at Cassie's Parlor on Facebook, on Instagram, all the places. Cassie'sParlor.com is my website. I also have a group in there. You can download an app from my website, and we share projects that we make in there. We're sharing every day right now because there's so much going on. So definitely come and hang out with us. I'd love to get to know you better, and have a wonderful day. Bye, everybody.